Welcome back. Aurelius and Malik, the Lineage Archive. We close the Yamato Dynasty file today. 5 parts. The end of the story. A line unbroken, but forever changed. The Yamato Dynasty stands as both a symbol and a survivor in the annals of history. It has skillfully navigated the shifting currents of time, transitioning from the grand Meiji palaces to the complexities of today's global stage. Despite undergoing modern transformations, this ancient lineage remains deeply woven into Japan's very identity. We can see how history reshapes itself, but some threads endure, connecting past to present in ways that often surprise us.
But what does that really mean for the people? The emperor shifted from a revered figure to a constitutional monarch. Yes. Yet, this change wasn't just a matter of clothing or titles. It was a profound shift in how the Japanese perceived authority. The question remains, was this adaptation truly for the benefit of the people, or did it merely serve the state's ambitions?
The Meiji Restoration shattered centuries of tradition, transforming Japan in ways we often overlook. The emperor stepped into the light, now the symbol of a modern nation. Gone were the silken court robes that spoke of a bygone era. Military uniforms took precedence. This wasn't just a wardrobe change. It represented a fundamental reimagining of power itself. We see the birth of a new identity, one that prioritized strength and modernization over the delicate artistry of the past.
But the real power remained with the Genro, didn't it? They were the ones driving Japan's rapid industrialization, while the emperor became a mere figurehead. The question of how much of the West to embrace was never truly democratic. It often felt like decisions were made in closed rooms, far from the realities of everyday life. People were struggling, yet their voices went unheard. It's heartbreaking to think of how many lives were impacted by choices made without their input.
True, the Meiji era brought a facade of glory, but it also heralded catastrophe. The emperor's name became synonymous with relentless war and expansion. Invoking the imperial spirit rallied troops, but the cost was ruinous. Lives were lost, cities laid waste, and after 1945, we saw the very nature of the imperial institution irrevocably altered. Power shifted, and the world we knew was reshaped. History has a way of reminding us that empires often pay a heavy price for their ambitions.
And what of Hirohito's voice on that day in 1945? It shattered centuries of silence. His announcement of surrender was a poignant shift, not just for the military, but for the entire nation. It was a moment that brought the reality of war crashing down on every household. Families who had lost loved ones or lived in fear suddenly had to confront the truth. The emperor, once viewed as a divine figure, was now a voice of reason, urging a weary nation to find a path forward.
Certainly. The post-war reform stripped the emperor of divine claims, reducing him to a ceremonial figurehead. In this new democracy, the imperial family became a symbol of unity, a relic of the past, meant to unify the present. But we must ask ourselves, can such a deeply traditional lineage truly adapt to a modern role without compromising its core identity? This is a delicate balance, and history shows us that such transformations are rarely straightforward.
That's really the heart of it. The Yamato legacy isn't just about bloodlines. It's deeply rooted in culture. Poetry and ritual go beyond mere performances. They serve as vital anchors to a shared identity. As the family faces the challenges of modern life, we have to ask ourselves, how can these cherished traditions adapt? If they don't evolve, they risk fading away, taking with them the stories and connections that unite us.
Yet, the challenges are mounting, and we can't ignore them. Debates over succession and gender roles have sparked passionate discussions among the elite and the common folk alike. With the dwindling number of male heirs, the very continuity of the dynasty hangs in the balance. We must adapt to these changes, or risk losing everything we've built. History teaches us that empires either evolve with the times or face the slow march toward extinction. It's a harsh reality, but one we must confront.
But those debates are emblematic of a larger struggle. They really reflect how willing society is to confront tradition head-on. The role of the imperial family is under intense scrutiny. People are questioning what it truly means to be a symbol in our democratic age. It's not just about male heirs. It's about representation for everyone. It's about the voices that have been silenced, and the stories that need to be told. We are talking about real lives and real impacts.
A fair point. The dynamics of tradition versus modernity truly shape the narrative of the Yamato Dynasty. Its survival hinges on striking that delicate balance. We see this interplay in how Japan navigates its rich heritage while embracing contemporary influences. As Japan moves forward, we must consider how this ancient line, with its deep roots, will adapt and evolve. The future holds both treasures and mysteries, and we can only wait to see how it unfolds.
And therein lies the challenge. The hopes and anxieties of modern Japan will shape the next chapter of the Yamato story. The imperial family's relevance isn't just about lineage. It's about connecting with the everyday lives of people today. Can they truly bridge the gap between the rich traditions of the past and the evolving values of the future? It's a delicate dance, and the stakes are high for many who look to them for guidance.
The story of the Yamato Dynasty stands as a living witness to the passage of time. It intricately weaves together myth and reality, binding the past to our present. As the world watches with bated breath, we have to ask ourselves, can this ancient line sustain itself amid the ever-changing tides of modernity? The pressures are immense, and only time will reveal whether it can adapt and endure, or if it will fade into history.
And that closes the Yamato Dynasty file. 5 parts. 1 complete story. The full series lives on the Lineage archive, part of the archive network. There's no shortage of files. Browse what pulls at you next.